Hello and welcome to Pikmin 1. This is an old GameCube game released back in 2001 and has since seen re-releases across the Wii and Switch. This is going to be a 100% playthrough, like my previous playthroughs, and so we're going to basically get all the ship parts and everything right here. If you never played Pikmin before, trust me, it's a pretty cool series that you should definitely check out. So now we're just going to jump on right on in. There's a little meteor coming in. Big old rock. Hope that's not important. Ah, crud, it was important. Should have been paying closer attention, my man. Here we go. The impact site. Hmm, what happened? Oh, crud. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I am stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate that this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can only function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no! Better not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So yeah, we are Captain Olimar, and we have crash landed on this mysterious planet that would later be called PNF 404. Funny little tech joke there. And yeah, our ship not exactly looking the best in its current condition. So we gotta start looking around for the individual parts. And well, do we have to go over this way? See this weird shaped thing. Let's just go touch it. Back away, Walmart! Told you, should have backed away. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up, as if it were waiting for me. Then it dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet, what we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see the resemblance. But more importantly, that seed is now ready, now has like grown. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light. It sways back and forth without benefit or wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled, I must approach it and press the button. So we approach it, and then just tap the A button, and we got our first Pikmin. Extraordinary! When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with the button, and I will call it to my side with the button. Hmm. Perhaps it will react to pressing the button or moving the stick while holding the button as well. The following controls will appear to me several viewpoints. Yeah, I'm not going to do all that. I'll just talk about these a little bit later. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. So, depending on the version of the game you're playing, you the controls will be different. The GameCube the GameCube and Switch version, like it will be different. I'm playing on the Switch version quite obviously, but the GameCube, Wii, and Switch versions do have different controls. Since I'm playing the Switch version, like just I'll just be using the controls here. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions, and more things I shall to try to more reactions. I can catalog, I shall attempt to grab and throw it with A, and call it to my side with B. Oh, it's just repeating the dialogue. I had never seen that happen before. But yeah, with the A button, we can just throw a Pikmin over, and it'll automatically start doing different tasks. Now, something important to note that, well, okay. Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. Sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form. So yeah, we could move the camera with the right, like, so yeah, more importantly, if we hit the pause button and hit right on the D-pad, there will be this thing called motion control. We could hit the minus button to turn on motion controls. And also see our control layout. We can see what the buttons do. And of course they are different. The direct group is also known as the swarm command and was made a lot easier to use and was made basically easy to use in the GameCube and Wii version, as you just have to, because in the GameCube version you just use the right stick, you don't have to hold down any of the other buttons, where in the Wii version you just hold down on the D-pad. Now, we can plug more of these Pikmins. Now, I do want to point out that these pellets do have a 1 pellet. Pellets are unique because depending on the Pikmin and the color of Pikmin and the onions it's carrying to will determine whether it spawns equal amount or more Pikmin as the number, or one more Pikmin as the number on the pellet. I'm just fumbling all over my words today. It has been a while since I last recorded, since I recorded the Galaxy Let's Play, over, a couple months now. Which, like, is kind of a long time, so I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. Anyways, Over here, we got a 5 pellet, which is probably going to spawn 6 more Pikmin. This first day is trying getting us into the swing of things with Pikmin. Pikmin is a cross between a collectathon and an RTS game. This first day is basically just going to be a tutorial to teach you the basic mechanics, and I should not be taking this long. On the first day doesn't usually take this long. This is probably going to end up being longer than many of the other days. So while those guys are beginning to spawn in, we're going to have that guy go out and take that pellet. And the Pikmin are a little bit slow, but you know, it's not going to be a issue to pay. Like, this is going to be part of the strategy of this game. We can have more Pikmin working on a task at once, allowing them to do it even faster. You can kind of see that they're carrying pellets back faster. But yeah. Anyways, we're growing alive, guys. Now, we're going to be getting a lot more guys pretty soon because that guy just tripped. Pikmin can do that sometimes when following you. But anyways, we swarm them onto the box to get them to immediately do a task here in order to push this box forward. Ooh. The Pikmin are curious as children. They form groups and perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. Ooh. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. And it's just all the controls we already know. So yeah, B is the whistle and get them together. The motion controls, I'm just bouncing from one thing to another. Like, it only works when you're, like, aiming or using the whistle, and allows you to throw even further than what you would normally be able to do on, like, other versions of the game, like GameCube. The Wii version does have pointer controls, so, like, and the motion controls do replicate that. But, yeah, overall, this isn't a bad version of the game. No Pikmin 1 isn't, like, there's not really a bad version of this game. There is a weak version, and that might surprise you, but yeah, anyways. Amazing! There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me. But how will I get it back to the dolphin? Now, using the swarm command, we can move our guys onto it and realize we don't have enough guys. If we take a look at our HUD, we can see how many Pikmin we have in the from on the bottom of the screen. Starting from right and going left, we can see how many Pikmin are we have in total, how many Pikmin are on the field at once, and how many are in our squad. We do not have 20, so we're going to take our guys and move on up here. I like to call this little thing the Fool's Slope, because I had the Wii version of this game as a kid, and I didn't realize that this was a slope that you could just run up. For some reason, I always had the game pointed down like this, because I thought, like, it was just better, but, I don't know. I call it the Fool Slope. Like how Super Metroid has the Idiot Bridge. Now we're going to throw a couple of guys onto that 5 pellet. A guy over here. And one last guy to get this last pellet over here. As we try to grow the maximum number of Pikmin on this day. This is just kind of a little tutorial day. Most days are not going to be this long. Yeah, when many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife says always tells me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll have to get it all done at once by holding A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement, a flourish of bright colors. At other times, they revert to a paler hue, giving off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Not really, it just kind of distinguishes which Pikmin are active and which ones aren't. If I hit the X button, they all go pale and they are inactive. They are not in my squad and they are not doing anything the lazy bums. But if I whistle them, they go from pale to now colorful. So now they will actively follow me around. And now we got the last of the pellets on this first day, all wrapped up. And now we're going to just start plucking. Just much like what Olimar said, just hold down the A button and it'll immediately go straight to the next one, allowing us to pluck as many Pikmin as possible. Recommend growing a lot of Pikmin throughout the game because this game is notoriously broken in certain spots, so you'll just randomly lose Pikmin from no fault of your own. Anyways, now we have more than enough guys to move the engine back to our ship. So, yeah, that's kind of it for this first day. We don't really have much else to do. I mean, you could push the right stick again to center the cursor onto Walmart, but that's not really going to be a problem here. But yeah, this first day was kind of slow, kind of boring, kind of tedious, but trust me, tomorrow is going to be, like, we're just going to start going. Alright? We're, like, appreciate the slow times here, because we're about to start schmovin'. And now our ship is looking a little bit less damaged. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I have taken a huge step towards home. My ship once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. Now, it's the end of day. Going to do this little sequence basically every single day. Once we, like, every single episode is going to basically be its own day. So, yeah. Like every other Pikmin Let's Play. But yeah, I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin. But I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or they have merely decided to join me for other reasons. Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The Dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on Hakatate. Analysis shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair the Dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. So yes, we have 30 ship parts, 30 days to get them all. Basically, this game is, like, forgiving in that context. If you get at least one ship part per day, you're good. You're basically going to be just fine. but we will be getting more ship parts tomorrow. It won't, like, we'll be getting more ship parts tomorrow as we head to the Forest of Hope. So this here is basically the result screen telling us how many Pikmin survived. We can't lose any Pikmin in battle today. Basically, lost in battle is just how many died during the day. And left behind? Well, that'll be something for later, alright? I'll explain that later. But yeah, with that said, we're going to save this game because this game's actually nice and allows you to rewind certain days. So, yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I was too busy and stupid to talk about it, but our red Pikmin is named Steve, alright? It's an inside joke within the Pikmin fandom. Exactly as you should. Anyways, next time, well, tomorrow, we will be going into the Forest of Hope, gathering a few more ship parts, and perhaps, and basically just be seeing what this game is about. It's just a first day, but trust me, tomorrow is when the excitement begins. So, see you guys then. Take care.